Have you told her about the tombs?
No, not yet.
Or the mummies?
Okay, it's not nice to scare little kids.
It's only scary in the movies. Boy, has Hollywood given mummies a bad rap?
Oh, bad pun, Pen.
You see, Hannah, we believe that after death, our spirits would travel to another world during the day and at night would return to our bodies. So, in order to return to your body, your spirit had to recognize it. Because if you couldn't recognize it, your spirit would die.
That's why they took such careful steps in preserving the bodies, mummifying them.
I'm afraid to ask, but how did you do it?
Well, it was a long process that could take the priests up to 70 days. First, before the body was even delivered to them, the priests would shave their entire bodies, and the head priest would put on the mask of a jackal, which represented the god Anubis.
Then the priest would wash the body with wine and spices, and any part that might decay had to be removed.
So that meant all of the internal organs, like the lungs and the brain, would have to be removed.
Gross. You cut open people's heads to take out their brains?
Oh no. Some people believe we used a long hook and pulled it out through the nose. But the real process is a secret. No scribe ever wrote the directions down.
Ew. It sounds gross, however you did it.
The organs were placed in what were called canopic jars. There was one jar for the brain, one for the stomach, one for the lungs, and one for the intestines. All of these were then buried with the body.
So, after all those organs were removed, the body would be packed with a special salt and left to dry for 40 days. Then the body was stuffed with linen soaked in perfumed oil.
And the body was dressed with jewelry, necklaces, rings, bracelets made of gold and gems.
You never know what you're going to need in the afterlife.
And the body was wrapped in strips of linen.
That itself usually took about a week to do.
And after all that, a portrait mask, sometimes made of gold, was placed over the head, and the body was put into the coffin.
And that's where I came in. They would put the body into the tomb, and I would decorate the tomb walls with hieroglyphics. The story of Osiris was my favorite to write. But I also wrote a lot of spells to protect the spirit on its journey to the underworld. It was one of my favorite things to do. While I was writing, they were stocking the tomb with wigs, clothing, jewelry, makeup, furniture, food, wine, and anything else the spirit might need.
Some kings even had statues of their slaves made and buried with them, so they wouldn't be without their faithful helpers. And some pharaohs even had statues like the Sphinx built outside the tombs to help protect them.
So where are all these tombs?
Oh, they were built throughout the town and in the bases of the pyramids.
You mind if I skip out here, Bill? I'd like to get back to my backgammon game. It reminds me of a game I used to play in Egypt.
Nice meeting you, Pen. Your visit was so interesting, even though mummies do scare me a little.
Oh, thank you, Pen.
My pleasure. See you soon.
Bye.